Alright, first deck of the day. I'll be looking at this Aphelios Nocturne deck. So one of the newest champions added to the game about a week ago now, Aphelios. Aphelios is a very interesting champion, so let's break him down a little bit here for those not familiar. So 3 mana, 3/3. Nightfall, pick a moon weapon to create in hand. So moon weapons are these special slow spells. Each one costs 2 mana, and they do a variety of things. One lets you deal 3 to a follower. One lets you give one of your units temporary lifesteal and a buff. One does the same but for overwhelm. One stuns and then stuns again on the following round if your initial target was a follower as opposed to a champion. And the final one lets you summon a 2-cost follower from your deck. So basically, kind of a toolboxy card. You can pick what you want for pick what you need for the situation. And they all have this text at the bottom of them that says phase 1 or 2 other moon weapons. And they're always like, if you think of them as sort of going in this order, they always phase the 2 next ones. So if you start with Calibrum, you phase the next 2. You choose one of the next 2 to phase. What does phasing mean? Well, phasing is just a term that's referenced by Aphelios himself, which says each round, first time you play 2 other cards, create the phased moon weapon in hand if you don't already have one. So essentially, Aphelios rewards you for playing a variety of cards every turn or multiple cards every turn. And you can just constantly keep creating these moon weapons and using them kind of as a means to accrue card advantage, control the board, punch through for lethal amounts of damage, etc. As I said, you know, what you need for the situation. And his leveled mode, he levels up when you've played 4 moon weapons. Level mode, like most champions in this game, gets a little bit bigger. He also gets quick attack in this case. And same text, except he also creates the phased moon weapon at round start. So you can start your round by playing the moon weapon. There's just a little bit more, to give you a little bit more options on your turn rather than have to, like, you know, figure out how you're going to get to your moon weapon on the turn, I guess. And it also makes your moon weapons cost 1 less. So now all these 2-cost abilities are now 1 cost. And they're already all pretty good. They're pretty reasonable for the cost of 2. So cutting that in half to 1 is pretty good. So yeah, very complex champion. A lot of interesting, sequencing decisions that he presents. A lot of options he presents. So we're trying him in a couple decks today. The first one here, we're pairing him with Nocturne and other Nightfall cards, since he himself is Nightfall. This is I would say this is an aggressively slanted mid-range deck. We're using the typical sort of suite of Nightfall cards that let us get aggressive. We have Lunari Shadestalker, we got some Crescent Guardians here. We're also trying this new follower that came with the Aphelios update here, the Sky Shadows. 2 mana, 3/1. When I'm summoned, refill 2 spell mana if you behold the Nightfall card. So our deck is, since it's primarily consists of Nightfall cards, this is often a free 3/1, since because we are playing cards like Aphelios that generate these moon weapon spells and other spells as well. Oftentimes, we're almost certainly going to have use for the 2 mana that this card produces. So it's often just a free 3/1, which can let us get pretty aggressive in the early game. And it's also a great Nightfall enabler because of that as well. In some cases, maybe not the turn that it comes down, but in future turns, you can get that 2 spell mana. Now suddenly we have 2 mana that we can use for well, probably not Pale Cascade is not ideal, but something like, where is it? Stalking Shadows is ideal. So like a free Stalking Shadows that enables one of your Nightfall cards is really good. And I decided to pair him with Nocturne. It's a good chance that like Diana's could be a better choice, but Nocturne's a champion I haven't played around with too much, and since our deck is like looking to go a little bit longer because of Aphelios and his ability to kind of control the board and get value or generate value through his moon weapons, I figured Nocturne might be a better choice. Nocturne is similar to Diana. Decent aggressive champion. Also lets us control the board when we need to. Diana getting Challenger is similar to Nocturne giving Vulnerable in that sense. But Nocturne, potentially a bigger, scarier finisher. to close games out because of his ability, his leveled mode that lets you just give all your allies fearsome and then just continually give enemies -1 every time you play a unit. So with that in mind, yeah, we're just gonna kind of a list I threw together. Been playing with it a little bit, but I wanted to see how it would do today. Other cards worth noting in the deck. I mean, we have most of what you'd expect. I had something else other than Gift Giver when I initially built this deck, but I figured with the fact that we want both to enable Nightfall consistently and have and always play multiple cards every round to get the Phased Moon weapon, I like Gift Givers as a way to do both of those things. You know, being a cheap unit means she can help us enable Nightfall without taxing our mana too much. Same thing with the gem she creates. So it's like multiple ways that she can help us trigger Nightfall and trigger Aphelios. You know, saving the gem for a following round as a cheap way to enable a moon weapon proc without like taking up too much mana. And also just giving +1 and healing something can be great in a deck like this. Giving +1 to your evasive units, healing Aphelios. So oftentimes we'll probably need to be blocking with our 3 drops, so then getting to heal them back up so they don't die to, you know, just like a deal 1 type of spell, like a go hard or what have you. Vile Feast, etc. At the very tippy top end, we have a couple of Cygnus to help punch through after we make some big, get some big threats on the table. It's one of Atrocity, just to give us a form of reach. Not 100% certain on the details of this. Like I said, just kind of threw this list together. It's been feeling good so far, but wanted to give it more of a proper test, I suppose, today. One of Evershade Stalker here because post sweeper, this could be very good for punching through for lethal amounts of damage, like just putting 10 or 12 power on the board after your opponent sweeps you can be very awesome. Obviously, we need the mana for that, but you know, with the fact that we're going a little bit longer in most of these games means I think that it's very possible to do that a lot of the time. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's all I wanted to say about this. So let's just jump into some games on the ranked ladder and see how we do. Ooh. Wow, I spent a lot of time talking about that deck. Sorry for all those watching on YouTube later. I hope you skipped that, unless you really cared about what I had to say. Maybe you value my uninformed opinion. I wouldn't say it's uninformed, but it's not like, yeah, anyway. Like this start, I don't know that we want a Nocturne right off the bat. Actually, maybe we do, because a way to give vulnerable to an elusive threat like Teemo or Ezreal would be nice. We can't target them with like Aphelios' stuff meaningfully. Well, I wouldn't say not meaningfully, but we can't take him off the table with his stuff, so it's a reason to potentially keep him around. Drawing a second Nocturne doesn't feel great though.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Swiftly! Adventure starts with mushrooms!
No more hiding.
Do I want to bank this spell mana? I think I want to just bank the 1.
For those who need it.
This might be a game where we're just looking to get aggressive.
Time for a true display of skill.
I never use my goggles either.
So do we want Aphelios or do we want to go Crescent Guardian? We might just want to race them. Like I said.
Temperamental as moonlight.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in. Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
So the Mystic Shot that Ezreal generated can only kill one of these two. He'll probably target the 2-1. I could see him targeting this, I suppose. That's not that great though, because we'll just gem it plus play out our Nocturne next turn. which is going to be our plan anyway. To diversify my threats a bit, I think I'm gonna gem this gift giver.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
If our opponent has frostbite effects, which they do, they could save their Ezreal here with Troll Chant. Maybe this was a reason to target the Teemo instead, but I think it's worth trying. This Unspeakable Horror is kind of nice. We might just not even care about... The nice thing is that he keeps this vulnerable though, so he's gonna have to save it every turn, which is nice. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna start with just Aphelios, and then we'll be able to trigger Nightfall plus kill the 1/1 with this Unspeakable Horror. Oh, I guess not. I guess we were never going to be able to do that because as soon as he played this, he had to burst speed answer to do that. But I'm fine doing this and getting rid of a fairly decent blocker on the other side of the table. Not the greatest hit, but it could be okay. Unfortunately, he is going up to 6 mana next turn, so that means it does mean Harsh Winds is live for him. A lot of mushies. With that in mind, I think with this draw, I think I'm gonna start going wide because we can play another Crescent Guardian.
When tribe calls, a reply is proper.
Oh, hello. No, I still think. And hold up Pale Cascade, probably. Okay. So let's just start swinging, shall we? Is he gonna level? He is gonna level, which means these two can't block. I might actually just leave them be then.
Find peace in the quiet, Belle. It's just us.
I don't want Pale Cascade after all.
See as I see.
The scene tells me all I need.
Be brave.
They will all scream as one. Light fails. Beg your pardon. I'll recite your rights.
One of those needs to go to Nocturne.
Your time will come. Beg your pardon?
And then he needs to block Aphelios. Oh, I guess not. He found another problem. So he's down to 5.
Carry our faith.
Him finding another blocker there is probably gonna be the end of it for us.
I'll scout ahead.
Watch and learn.
I think we're taking a bit too much damage here. This is not really, like, both of these are kind of bad. For various reasons. I wonder if I'm actually just supposed to... 1, 2, 3. He's gonna shoot our face. I don't think there's really much we can do here.
Starts with mushrooms.
I'm gonna go ahead and concede. I mean, we're likely dead here. Anyway. I think my mistake was definitely trying to kill. I should have thought about the different things that he could. Now, it ended up not mattering because he had the frostbite effects, but I think I should have targeted the Teemo, made him vulnerable. One of the rounds that the round that we didn't, because we still could have killed him through a troll chant. Again, it ended up not mattering, but I think that is a mistake worth noting. Not sure how else we could. Not sure if we could do much more that game, to be honest. Them curving out both of their champs, which we can't interact with too meaningfully with the likes of like Calibrum, for example, kind of stinks. And they were just able to race us really well and level up the Teemo as quickly as they did. Speakable Horror for their Teemo sounds nice. I think I'll dump the rest of this, looking just for more early game. See if we can get another win, or try to get another win.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared. No more hiding.
That's an interesting. Really. I mean, that's. I'm fine with that. That seems pretty defensive. If they pass, I'm gonna pass back because I don't want to get caught by, you know, playing out this like 1 mana 1/1 and then not having Unspeakable Horror up for when they decide to drop the Teemo. So yeah, if they pass here, I'm definitely just passing back. Doombeast, I kind of want to ensure that I'm gaining life with Doombeast this game, I think.
Night flowers upon my blade.
So I don't think I'm gonna be super aggressive and try to like Dusk Petal it out just to deal 2, have a 3/2.
Lunari,
This is a pretty aggressive play as well, I would say. Hex Core Foundry. Sure.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Let's do this, so we're slightly more mana efficient. Nocturne's pretty nice. They're just playing nothing. What is their, what are they on, I wonder? I kind of want to, they probably have removal for this Nocturne, huh? Let's start here and see what we find. I'll go with Crescent Guardian, which is the non-official. I'm assuming this is getting thermo beamed. They played, they did something in the early game that made me think they were gonna play a 1 mana thermo beam or a 2/1. So now I'm wondering if they're gonna do something like this here. Yeah, that's fine.
I will be free.
We're drawing 2 cards next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're actually gonna overdraw.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
I'm gonna do this with that in mind, with his play there. That's kind of a good draw, I feel like, for this situation. Do we want to try to? We want to play this? What do we think? Assuming we're gonna see a Harsh Winds here. So we got removal for this then. No, just flash freeze.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you. Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Right? We're not overdrawing if I do this, I think.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
He's just passing. Not quite leveled yet.
Check me out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're not overdrawing here. So he can deal 1 to us, but he can't play the
Nailed it.
mystic shot. It's another Nocturne.
Only a fool would enter battle like
We'll start with this.
Nocturne ready.
their scent travels on the night air.
I might actually replace this, since our hand is quite full. We need more Nightfall units, though. I kind of want to attack with this, plus Nocturne. This works the way I think it would, right? Oh, it won't let me show. But yeah, it shows that he levels up. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Actually, it might be with this, just to keep my life total as high as possible. Do I want to kill this?
Firing!
Leave the bar.
I think I want to do this. Probably want to do this as well to help get Nocturne leveled.
If it's a fight they want,
So This doesn't really do anything to Ezreal, right? He still has 4 damage. So I think I'm gonna save my one other threat. Doombeast is a nice hit.
Reporting in.
A fairly healthy life total, so I'm not too worried about that. How do we want to start here? I'd like to play a bunch of Doombees this turn. I also kind of want to Unspeakable Horror their Teemo. It's probably Aphelios though, right?
Remember our promise, Aphelios.
Maybe I'm actually supposed to start with Unspeakable Horror, see what they can do, because we don't really want to draw that many cards, huh?
My collection.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
That's actually a pretty good one. We want to keep our life total as high as possible, so like I keep mentioning.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
Charge!
We're actually going to overdraw by 2 this coming round. But those are actually really great hits. Yeah. So, let's see. I want to hit the Overwhelm unit, but that's probably not correct. Start with this.
From darkness, light.
This plus this for their stuff, maybe. This kind of smells like a Harsh Wind's turn.
Moonlight has illuminated their fate, Aphelios.
I think I'm gonna assume with everything here.
Vandal scouts are never afraid.
They're probably fine trading these off, because by now I'm sure they found another Ezreal. I think we'll just say okay here.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Atrocity's an okay draw. It's not... Okay,
Okay,
that's perfect then. Just want to keep them off of being able to kill us.
Another day in the field.
I'll pick him, you platinum kid.
Cute to go.
When tribe calls, a reply is proper.
So unfortunately, they could still have something to deal with the atrocity. So I think I'm supposed to just continue going wide here.
Darkness hides my path. Unseen, unheard.
Start with open attacks here, see what they can do.
Beg your pardon.
Would like to play this with Infernum, but I don't think it's worth giving them a chance to play like another Chump Wump +2 mushroom things. So we can kill. That's fine. What a weird game. Our opponent just like did nothing the first couple turns, then just played things that just let us both draw a bunch of cards, and like despite their like being so far behind on board, they were still able to almost close it out there. Ezreal plus Frostbite. Pretty good combination, I guess. Dump these. I want to keep the Doom Beast against the aggro deck. I think the Unspeakable Horror is also very good, but or potentially very good.
Let's get him, crew.
Was hoping to get
Finger on the trigger.
a 1 or 2 drop there. Yikes.
Fuse is lit!
Yep. I wonder if I'm actually supposed to look for one of our 1/2s here then. Yeah.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Is this a free 2 damage if I attack? No, I don't think so. I think they'd actually might be fine trading the 1/2 and then
No prey, no pay. Her flowers bring the moonlight with them.
Ready, aim.
I think this is where I want to block. I'm not 100% certain on that. I can see it going either way. The fact that she doesn't have to be in combat to get that that trigger is something.
They forced us to choose death or the blade. I'll try anyone.
The brighter my light, the stronger your shadow.
I have my orders.
It's a good one, actually. We're just gonna pass because I don't want them to be able to attack
Cover me,
with the
Crackshot.
You
misfortune.
got it, Captain.
We will be free.
If they don't open attacks, we'll start with Gift Giver.
Fresh out of mercy.
Captain's orders.
They will know.
You leave me no recourse. Their scent travels on the night air.
Carry our faith.
Ye started without me!
Maybe this is premature. Oh, okay. We got it. We got around a Noxian Fervor, so that's kind
I'm
of
one
nice.
of the good guys, but not that.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you.
Keep up, keep up.
Hell of a day.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me, Captain. behind you.
Am I actually playing this to block the big boy?
Pitch beast. Break their legs.
I've got us covered.
This is not the way.
Really need to see some Doom Beasts, and soon.
Look what you.
Yeah.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me. Captain.
Mother Moon, veil me.
Your king has returned.
So, let's see. This means he's gonna get the powder keg, he's gonna attack and do a deal 2 to everything. He'll block here, unfortunately, if I do this. I could kill him with this, plus the atrocity next turn, so he doesn't do anything, but I'm still taking 1, 2, 3 from this and won't have the blockers. I guess this will block something.
Darkness hides my path.
So that's okay. So I can't attack. So unfortunately.
Whatever the cost.
Explosives.
We're pretty much dead to any burn spell that they could have anyway, so it probably doesn't matter, but I guess we'll try.
I'll show him pain.
Oh, this deals 2 to all enemies and the enemy next. Yeah, no matter what. Okay.
Must we fight?
Go here. Here. Fortunately, couldn't get, like, oh man, we were so close to being able to just killing him with atrocity too. This to 1. Like, we'd have to somehow dodge all of their removal. Like... Or we'd have to dodge, like, so many burn spells for us to still be in that. They'd have to be on, like, just the one, like, the 2/2 plunder guy. We pretty much lost because we weren't able to make profitable blocks with the against the Misfortune earlier, and then he got running Misfortunes. Yeah, her ability's pretty obnoxious for sure. It's pretty good against our deck, I guess, full of like we have quite a few X1s we like to play early, so kinda nasty. Am I keeping Nocturne again? It seemed like it was pretty good in the last game. Crescent Guardian was pretty good for racing. I think we need to look for more early game. Nocturne might be okay. We have plenty of 3-drops that we can draw into. So I don't think we want to keep that. Nocturne might be fine though. Unspeakable Horror for their Teemo's nice. Even if it's not drawing us a card. Like if they want to play Teemo here and then open on attacks, we're definitely going to try to Unspeakable Horror.
Flesh was weak, but look at me now.
I'm usually just going to play this out as a 2-3. I'm fine dealing 2 to this.
System upgrade.
Forgive me.
Safety disengaged. A ticket to the gun show.
He must fight for both of us.
Notably, this will still generate the moon weapon even without triggering Nightfall. It's just random which one you get.
Prime and ready.
I might actually play Evershade Stalker and Glimpse Beyond it just to draw 2 cards. It's kind of free. Yes and no.
Safety disengaged.
A little luck for those who need it.
Start with this. We'll Nocturne this and try to kill it with
Can you improve perfection?
whatchamacallit?
Rise, metal brethren.
We got Calibrum anyway. So now he can try to save this with Troll Chant. Probably has a frostbite effect, but I'm fine with that.
System upgrade.
You own what you take.
Got another player that's just gonna Hex Core and Pray. Yeah, that's fine. 4 to 5. We'll probably draw 2 with the Glimpse Beyond.
Stand and fight.
I have 7, so I can double Unspeakable Horror this and draw 2 with this. I guess there's no reason to do this proactively like that. We can just wait. The Doom Beast is excellent. Pale Cascade, excellent, especially with this gem in our hand. We're just gonna open attacks next turn, I think. Another Doom Beast, wow.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
With a knight's embrace.
Leave no survivors.
We're taking them down to 5. Yeah, I think I'm fine with the 5. I think we have to try. It's a Pale Cascade.
Mushrooms could talk. There they go.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Their archetype tends not to run healing, so they're probably dead here. 6, may as well just go.
They say these were from the Protector himself.
This. I think we do one more with this before moving on. I don't know. This deck is fun, so I'm having fun with this. So we might play a few more games. Might go a little bit longer than an hour. I assume this matchup's not great for us. I want the Doom Beast. It's kind of hard for us to get aggressive. Maybe this is a fine hand, though, actually. We got elusive threats, some drain effects. We got a decent Nightfall enabler. Yeah, I think I'll keep this.
Protect their own.
Definitely gonna block here because it just makes our gem better. It also... Ooh, that's kind of nice. Do I want to just play that out? I'd actually be fine with this trade as well if he wants to make it. This thing can get pretty big, pretty scary, pretty quickly. So I don't mind trading our essentially free card for their 1/2. This might be an Aphelios turn. We'll see what they do.
Swim within the flows of magic.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
Definitely pick Calibrum here. It taxes his resources a bit, trying to keep this thing alive. He also doesn't have good attacks right now.
Sweep them away.
This is not the way.
Let's see. He could give himself +2/+2 via thingy. Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to block with the 2/2 here, not the 3/3. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Sharp sight.
What form will the waters take?
I think I want Gravitum for this matchup next. Nopifying our free card feels like a win for us.
Darkness hides in my path.
What do we think? Do we think he has another sharp sight? We have another Aphelios, it's like not that big of a deal.
With the Knight's Embrace,
I'm gonna call.
our faith.
Sky Shadows is Infernum Crescendum. Probably Crescendum. I think we want to go wide here.
Dazzling sparkle in their minds.
It's probably Nocturne. Then open on attacks. Maybe this is wrong because we don't really get any value from the -1 text. Seems like the 5 damage is really worthwhile though. Also just kind of want to see what he does.
A gift from the river folk.
Because we could like Sky Shadows Aphelios, Calibrum kill the dragon, depending on what he
Always 2
plays.
steps ahead.
Embrace the Knight, Aphelios.
Probably Gravitum again. Usually when you lose games against this deck, it's by miles, not inches, so the life drain from the Severum is not going to be great. Sure.
This will be quick.
We'll just end the round. I want to use this as a Nightfall enabler. Pale Cascade's a decent pickup.
Show them
For
what
sure.
we're made of.
Give other attacking allies +1/+1. Well, that's unfortunate.
We were peaceful once.
Don't hold back.
Oh god!
We'll try to trade. I assume it won't work. So I'm just gonna take the 6 here, especially with this. Deal.
Mother Moon, veil me.
Oh, that was a mistake. I think. Maybe not.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Water changes but never breaks.
Actually, what am I supposed to Gravitum here? Probably this, because it means it's not a good blocker this round, and it's not a good blocker the following round. Sure. Okay.
sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
Stand for what's right!
Currents, pull them down. Strike, we will reform. What form will the waters take? Waters are still.
Protector!
Nice win against the Fiora deck for sure. Getting them to spend their counter spells on the cards that we generated from Aphelios, not once but twice, felt pretty good. I'm not saying that that was a mistake on their part, not at all, but that's just that just shows the amount of value that Aphelios generated, even in just that game. And he didn't even stick around on board very long. This is a very popular deck right now. Is this considered one of the better decks in the game at the moment? Yes, loud cat. You're gonna have to wait. I just got in the middle of a game. Don't make me mute my mic. Okay. I might move quickly on the first few rounds, so I can bank the time, just so I can let him out, and then
Another day in the field.
get to playing. Billy, you're gonna have to wait just like a few more seconds. You demanding cat.
Swiftly.
I will try this. Like in a lot of the matchups that we've had, the card advantage from this hasn't been super relevant. So, and getting him to spend the resource on this in this case, I think is worthwhile. So.
Hold this.
Can you hold this? Okay, Billy, can you wait just like a little bit longer? I'm pretty sure I banked all the time that I need, but I think our next turn is fairly obvious, so...
Temperamental as moonlight.
I'll be right back, Scream.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
I'll have what he's having.
You could probably hear me running up and down the stairs, I imagine. Yeah, and so I had a feeling he might play this card.
It's hard time.
I don't think I want him to eat this 2-1 for free. I'll just attack here, and if he wants to trade off these two, I'm perfectly happy with that. Yeah, I didn't think he would.
Time for a true display of skill.
I never use my goggles either.
It's gonna be tough for him to defend, to keep this alive, and either way, I can prevent him from putting mushrooms in the deck, so I think it's correct for me to, let's say we pump this one, play this.
Mother Moon veil me.
We're gonna start with this because I'd like this one to actually draw us a card. And it also means it lets us draw a card plus kill one of their elusives. Not if I...
I've always been a fun guy. I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
I think we want to save this. If he wants to open on attacks,
These gems grant a wearer harm.
I want to be able to threat to trade with the Ezreal, because we're probably blocking the Ezreal, so we can't just gun down our 5-1. Saving this also means that this can actually block one, because he might start getting to a point where he wants to get aggressive with these. Sure. Is he leveling? Not quite yet. That's annoying, but that did take up the entirety of his turn.
Charge!
Ooh, quite a collection.
And we are drawing cards before more mushrooms getting... I mean, there's still a lot in our deck, but before more mushrooms get... It's not bad.
Others.
You'll never know what hit him. More mushrooms.
Good thing we have these Doom Beasts, huh? So am I playing... So let's see. Next turn we have 7 mana, so I could play this plus these two to follow up. It's probably not a Cygnus turn quite yet. Give me and an ally elusive this round. Yeah, I mean, he just blocks with his... Well... It's probably... It's probably kind of a wash, but like the fact that it can enable Nightfall twice, I think, is relevant.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
We might actually have to use this defensively.
Observe and load.
That's tempting. Let's do this and see what happens.
The brighter my light, the stronger your shadow.
May as well try to gun down one of the 3/3s.
See as I see.
My pretties.
I don't know what he has in hand. Frostbite effects that he wants to save for combat step. Pretty sure we're obligated to just ship it in here.
They grow up so fast. Obstacle? Meat gauntlet.
And spoil the surprise?
I'll recite your rights.
Probably a fine block for him, all things considered, actually.
We will be free. Protector.
If he somehow does not open on attacks next turn, I guess we can try to use Cygnus to defend. Extremely unlikely, however.
I'm so good, I surprised myself.
Swiftly.
This is not the way.
Probably need to look for like Doom Beasts and stuff here. I don't think we want another Cygnus. Sky Shadows lets us go wide if we somehow don't die between these next 2 turns.
Grow free!
Gonna be 100 puff caps in our deck, so we're likely just gonna die off of. We're likely just gonna die getting burned out. He's supposed to point that at our dome. Probably doesn't matter, but. Well, the scoreboard says we got close. It didn't feel like we got very close, though. Yeah, I think that'll about do it for that. We went 2-2 against the Puff Cap deck. All the games were really close. But yeah, I think I'll end it there. I don't know. The deck definitely felt like it was doing stuff. You know, it had a solid aggressive plan while still being able to grind a little bit in certain situations, thanks to, you know, Aphelios generating the card advantage a little bit. And even things like Unspeakable Horror, Pale Cascade felt nice too. Pale Cascade notably was nerfed in the most recent update for the game, in which Aphelios and Sky Shadows came with the game, but still felt pretty reasonable in most situations there. I don't think its nerf changed much. It made one interaction a little awkward. I think there was a point where we could have killed an Ezreal or something like that through a combat trick if we had just one more damage, but the opponent ended up blocking a different way, so it didn't really matter in that sense. But yeah, still felt like it's an obvious choice for this deck, especially because you want as many Nightfall cards as possible so that this Sky Shadows always be holding it, so it can give you that spell mana. And I mean, the fact that it's giving you spell mana, you want decent spells to spend on it as well, so Pale Cascade plus Sky Shadows, you know. I guess the devs felt that this card was being overperforming a little bit too much, and then with the fact that like more Nightfall stuff was coming down the pipeline, especially like Sky Shadows to give you like free Pale Cascades, maybe they felt it was necessary. I don't know. Yeah, all right, fun deck, fun matches overall. Actually, I really like this deck. So, but we'll end it here and try another Aphelios deck and see how we do with that one.